Hi there, online teachers. This is Mike Shoemake. I want to go over today a nice end of the semester or end of course tool for us to get very valuable information. North Carolina Virtual Schools set out a survey from SurveyMonkey, and I'm using PollDaddy because I find it a very easy tool to use. This is not a tutorial on how to set one of these up. I did a tutorial on how to do course pollings in PollDaddy earlier, and I think a lot of those same graphic user interface issues are going to still move over towards surveys. What I want to show is the type of questions and the type of feedback you can use with PollDaddy for an end of survey, and the type of valuable data you can get from your students. I've gone into my account. Now I'm going to go to my surveys, and you can see that my end of survey is right here. I'm going to go to options. I'm going to go to my survey, and I'm going to review the reports. There's 2 pages in my survey. The difference between a survey and a poll is that a survey has multiple questions and a poll is just one quick question. One major question I wanted to ask from my students is how you feel about the course overall. The students so far have told me that they're glad they took the online course, and I've only had 12 so far answer. But so far 100% of those students said they were glad they took the online course. What was next was tell me about the amount of work in the student's opinion from each individual unit. What's valuable about this is that my team goes through and tweaks the course in revisions. And I wanted to find out from the student's perspective what units they thought were too much or not enough work as far as the workload goes. Now, as you can see, a lot of the students, the bulk, are telling me that the amount of work is just right. No students told me it wasn't enough work, and a few students surprisingly told me that my Unit 8 didn't quite have enough work for honors level students, which is interesting. It shows me not only that that I need to maybe go in and add a little bit of information, that I've got some free time in that unit. But it also shows me that the students are really being very honest in this survey, which I do appreciate. And of course, some of them are telling me that that some of the units have too much work. And this particular unit, which I know that I was very excited about getting involved, I think I overdid. So that's more data that I need to go back and take a look at in the revision. Here, tell me about the quality of the assignments. The quality of the assignments is different than the amount of work. I want to see if the kids perceive it as if there's any busy work, which I see some of them are telling me about a couple of the units, and see if the quality of the assignments in some cases made them want to learn more, really inspired them to go out and look for more work. And I'm seeing here in the survey that I have much more evidence of quality assignments for the course than I do for boring busy work, which I think is positive. Now I'm going to go take a look at page 2, and again, we're going over this so that you can see the kinds of questions you can ask from your students in order to get some valuable feedback that will then shape the courses and shape the future of your online teaching program. Individually, did I answer emails and questions fast enough? All 12 students said yes, I did well with that. Was it easy to contact me? All 12 students said yes, it was easy to contact me. The students' perspective was that I, as a teacher, cared about their success. Very important to me because I find that students perform better when they feel like the teacher cares about their success. And again, very important to me, I would recommend this teacher to future students. All the students said yes, they would. So it's great news for me. What are some things your teacher did well? This is going to be interesting. I haven't actually gone over this, so I'm not going to read it out loud to you, but just I'm going to read a couple of the short ones here. The teacher gave encouraging comments, gave great feedback, encouraged me to keep working hard, really liked how supportive and encouraging you are, also really liked that you responded to questions quickly. It's always nice to hear positive feedback, excuse me. And now I'm going to go to the next one, and of course, anytime you say what are some things your teacher did well, I'm not just looking for students to lay it on thick. I also want to know what are some things your teacher could do better. So forgive me, I'm going to be bold and go and look at this now. Here I am online. And let's see, only thing I can think of is grading things faster. Okay, so here's a student saying that I need to grade things faster. All right, I can take that feedback. Feedback is a gift. Here's a student that said he can't think of anything. Well, that's good. Don't have any suggestions. Great job. God bless. Can't think of a thing. Teacher could maybe give more open-ended assignments where you have to reflect on yourself and your life values, as in Unit 7 and 8. Great feedback. Students like to talk about them and their and themselves and their values. That's wonderful. This student says he could have reminded me of the portfolio. So this person didn't really see that coming. And it sort of surprised this student last minute. Excuse me. This student said nothing. He was just really good. Probably would have been even more fun to have a normal face-to-face class with him. Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. This has made me feel very good, and it's given me some very, very beneficial feedback. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage my students to go and fill out this survey to give me more and more feedback. And the last thing I want to ask is my name. Again, this was an optional one, and I'm not going to go in because of student privacy, but I could actually go in and see if students, which students answered this question. Not that it's going to make any difference to me, but I was curious if students would put that information out there. Last, another reason that I also wanted students to put their name is because I didn't want the same student answering the survey 20 or 30 times, and so I was looking out for that particular issue by putting my name in. Because if I had somebody who didn't put a name, 100 times and filled out the survey, maybe they liked me, maybe they didn't, but that was important for me for validity of data. Thank you very much for your time. These surveys are easy to put together. I just go to survey, create a survey, and fill out the information. Name it, title, custom start message, and then start asking the questions. I appreciate your time, and thank you very much. This is Mike Shoemaker.